Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. Let's begin with the first question for today's GK. Consider the following statements regarding International Organization of Securities Commissions. It is an international organization that brings together the world's security regulators. SEBI is not its member, so we have to select the correct statement or statements. Only the first is correct. A is the correct answer here. The International Organization of Securities Commissions was founded in April 1983. It is headquartered at Madrid, Spain. IOSCO, Asia Pacific Hub, is located in Kuala Lumpur of Malaysia. It is the international organization that brings together the world's securities regulators. It regulates more than 95% of the world securities market and is the global standard setter for the securities sector. It works closely with the G20 and the Financial Stability Board on the global regulatory reform agenda. SEBI is a member of the IOSCO board, the governing and standard setting body of IOSCO, which is comprised of 34 security regulators. Which country is the largest borrower of Asian Development Bank? The correct answer to this question is India, A. The Government of India and the ADB recently signed a $2 million project readiness financing loan. The loan is for designing climate-resilient urban infrastructure, strengthening institutional capacity, and improving municipal resources mobilization in Nagaland. ADB is a regional development bank established on 19 December 1966. It aims to promote social and economic development in Asia, headquartered in Manila, Philippines. India is the largest borrower of ADB. Midday meal scheme was launched under which ministry? The correct answer to this question is Ministry of Education. Karnataka is set to provide eggs under the midday meal scheme for school children. The midday meal scheme is under the Ministry of Education. It is a centrally sponsored scheme that was launched in 1995. It is the world's largest school meal program aimed to attain the goal of universalization of primary education. It provides cooked meals to every child within the age group of 6 to 14 years under who are studying in the classes 1 to 8, who enrolls and attends the school. The Hunter Commission was set up in 1919 for investigating the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. B is the correct answer here. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre, also known as the massacre of Amritsar, was an incident that took place on April 13th, 1919. On October 14, 1919, the Government of India announced the formation of the Disorders Inquiry Committee for investigating the Jallianwala Bagh shootings. The committee was commonly known as the Hunter Commission, after the name of the chairman, Lord William Hunter. Card skimming, recently seen in the news, refers to which of the following? It refers to stealing of magnetic stripe data from the cards being used in an ATM. Recently, India's central bank announced cardless cash withdrawals at ATMs in the country. Skimming is a procedure in which criminals clone ATM cards with stolen data. Skimmer is a device designed to look like and replace the card insertion slot at an ATM. The skimmers, which cannot be usually spotted by an untrained eye, have circuits that read and store the data on the magnetic strip of the ATM card, even as the ATM processes the same data. Who amongst the following does not take part in the election of the president? Nominated members of the Rajya Sabha, nominated members of state legislative assemblies, members of legislative councils, and bicameral legislature. All of them do not take part in the election of president. D is the correct answer here. The tenure of the current president of India is set to end in July this year, which is also when the 16th Indian presidential election will be held to elect his successor. The Indian president is elected through an electoral college system, wherein the votes are cast by national and state level lawmakers. The elections are conducted and overseen by the Election Commission of India. The following group of people are not involved in electing the president of India: nominated members of Rajya Sabha, nominated members of state legislative assemblies, members of legislative council and bicameral legislature, nominated members of union territories of Delhi and Puducherry. Which of the following countries is hosting the Commonwealth Games 2026? The answer is Australia. The 2026 Commonwealth Games will be hosted in regional centres of Victoria, Australia, which is a quadrennial international multi-sport event contested by athletes from Commonwealth of Nations. These games are managed by the Commonwealth Games Federation based in London, England. Australian-born Astley Cooper first broached this idea of the games in 1891. He called for sports competitions to be held so as to demonstrate the unity of the British Empire. The calm system recently seen in the news is related to. It is related to defense. B is the correct answer. The Army has issued a request for information for anti-armor loiter ammunition for its mechanized forces. The 𝐾𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢 system is a preloaded canister with loiter ammunition or drone. Once fired, it can remain aloft for a period of time over the area of operation. When a target is sighted, it can be guided down to destroy the target with the explosive payload that it carries. These munitions also have variants which can be recovered and reused in case they are not used for any strike. Moving on, the Dornier 288 aircraft, which is made in India, in its first ever maiden service, connects the airstrips of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. The first commercial service by a made in India aircraft connected Dibrugarh in Assam and Pasighat in Arunachal Pradesh. The 17-seater Dornier 228 aircraft is manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. It is one of only two leased by public sector enterprises, Alliance Air, to connect Dibrugarh with 5 places in Arunachal Pradesh, Pasighat, Ziru, Tezu, Mechuka and Tuting as a part of Centre's Udan initiative. Consider the following initiative with respect to different box in the World Trade Organization. The amber box is used for all domestic support measures considered to distort production and trade, and the green box includes policies that are not restricted by trade agreement because they are not considered trade distorting. We have to select the correct statement or statements. Both are correct. C is the correct answer. Prime Minister has said that India is ready to supply food grains to the world if WTO agrees. Agriculture-related subsidies that fit in WTO's green box are policies that are not restricted by the trade agreement because they are not considered trade distorting. Agriculture's amber box is used for all domestic support measures considered to distort production and trade. The blue box, in the blue box, there are any support payments that are not subject to amber box reduction agreement because they are direct payments under a production limiting program. Moving on, India's first bullet train to run between Maharashtra and Gujarat will be operational in the year 2027. C is the correct answer. India's first bullet train will be operational in 2027. Trials will begin in 2026. The country's first bullet train station in Surat will be inaugurated by 2023. Maintenance and provision of updated technology is a commitment from Japan. India's latest technology is the E5 Shinkansen. Moving on to the practice question. Consider the following statements regarding Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services. It is under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It is located in Hyderabad. So we have to select the correct answer. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.